Hi, Shea Hulse here. If you don't know me, I am a wife and mom of two, and I help entrepreneurial women master their mindset and build a successful online business without sacrificing time with their loved ones so they can live their dream life. And this week, I want to talk to you about the top 5 most profitable book genres so that you can make the most money with your self-publishing. So those of you that don't know, I am a self-published author. I have my book Fireflies. It is a Celtic romance series. That was my very first book, and I self-published it, mostly because of time. I just kind of, I don't know, felt like if I could self-publish, I'd rather do that. And nowadays, I've also read that self-publishing, when you go to a publishing house maybe later on and they see that you have good reviews and whatever, you're more likely to get published through publishing house. Definitely don't ever pay for publishing because I heard that that's also a scam. Again, I haven't done that myself, but I self-published my first book. My second book, Dragonflies, is now being edited finally. I'm very excited about that. And now I have increased my book abilities to journals because, you know, I talk about mindset and I talk about business because there's a lot of mindset that goes into having, owning, operating, running your own business. And I think that it kind of works cohesively. You know, if you're not really in the right frame of mind, you're probably not going to be very successful as a business person. And also, if you're, you know, not a very good business person, you might not be in a good frame of mind. So that's why I went into writing the journals, well, creating the journals. And so today, I'm not going to talk to you about journals. I have talked about that if you want to see one of my previous videos. Today, I am going to talk about the book genres that make the most money. So if you haven't already, subscribe to my channel, follow me on social media, like this video, share it with somebody that you think would also find some value in this. But yeah, when I'm talking about writing a book, I'm going to talk about fiction books. And the reason I decided to kind of go away from mindset is actually really just because I wasn't super into the idea of writing a self-help book. Like even thinking about it made my brain hurt a little bit. And when it really came down to was the fact that most of the books that I enjoy reading, obviously, are fiction. No, so most of the books that I prefer to read are fiction books. I usually prefer, you know, science fiction, fantasy, romance, yeah, the dystopian type of books. And all of them carry a theme. There's usually a moral to the story that the author's trying to convey, at least the ones that I particularly love. And even the ones that really make a big splash in the world. So I'm talking about things like Harry Potter, which it's wonderful to be talking about Harry Potter today because yesterday I just went to see Harry Potter and the Cursed Child on Broadway. If you have the ability, it is amazing. It was really very good. They do a phenomenal job. And J.K. Rowling is only one of the examples of an author that wrote one series of books and never has to work again a day in her life. Not really, because it has blown up so massively. And if you haven't read Harry Potter, please do. It's just the moral of the story is just amazing. If you're a hater of J.K. Rowling, I mean, like, okay, fine. I know that there are those people. But Harry Potter, I love the moral of the stories that she tells and the overarching theme of the whole thing. And so that's why when I decided to write my own book, that was what I wanted to do, because I don't necessarily love reading self-help books. I read them because I need to, because I need a lot of help. But and then I can teach you about it and help you with it as well. But what I really love is reading the morals of the stories in fantasy worlds, you know, that are created by an author. I love hearing about all of their creative imagination. So creative imaginings, that's what I was going for. And so when I decided to write my book, it was romance because I loved reading romance and I definitely loved writing romance. And I was able to incorporate a theme into my book, a moral to the story. And romance also happens to be the #1 most profitable book genre, at least on Amazon. So let me see the stat here. So romance/erotica novels are the #1 most profitable book genre at least on Amazon. It's worth 1.44 billion according to this website, which will be in the link correlated to this video. So that was a big reason why I chose it. Plus, I am one of those avid readers who, that's kind of what it is. Romance readers are less likely to judge a book based on its cover or based on it being an author with only 1 or 2 books out there, because they're just avid readers, and I definitely fall into that category. I've definitely read some books that came from no-name authors, and they were wonderful books a lot of the time, and sometimes they weren't, but I just love to read. That is my life goal, is to read all the time. The second is Crime and Mystery, and that is $782.2 million, which I'm okay with that genre. It's, depends. I think the Girl on the Train, maybe that was one that I really liked. And the third is Religious and Inspirational, and that is $720 million, which I guess it could kind of be like self-help, but maybe sometimes it's like, the name of the book just, like The Cabin. Something like that. But, so religious, inspirational. Then we have Science Fiction and Fantasy, which is $590.2 million, which again, I love science fiction and fantasy. There's the one book, there's spiders in this book or something like that. That was a very funny science fiction one. The Galaxy one, The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Those are fun books that I also have enjoyed. So that's another great genre. And then finally, horror with $79.6 million. So the Stephen King's out there and those kind of books, which ironically, for it being the 5th, that is probably the genre I pick up the least, but that's because I then have to check behind the shower curtain and under the bed and check that all of my doors are locked and close my bedroom door at night because I'm afraid that something's looking at me through the door. Just so you know. But no, really, if I watch something scary, I usually have to watch something funny after the fact. I don't know. Because I believe in all of these supernatural things. And Supernatural, the show happens to be my favorite show of all time. And I do believe there may be things that go bump in the night because we don't even know everything about our own planet yet, and never mind their space. My personal thoughts on supernatural beings aside, those are the top 5 book genres. So if you are considering creating a book, those are some of the categories you could definitely go into. I will add to it here, if you are considering doing something other than a fiction, there's memoirs and biographies, self-help, religion, spirituality, health, fitness, dieting, politics, and social science. And, religion, spirituality, biographies, business and money, self-help, cookbooks. Those are other categories as well that are up there on what you could create. So I would love to hear what you have in mind to create. Let me know in the comments below. And if you want the link to my self-publishing post, just comment below and I can send that over to you. Comment with the book emoji and I can send that over to you. So thank you for watching. I hope you found some value in this today. I hope you go out there and create something amazing. I hope that you live a phenomenal life. I hope that you don't limit yourself and say, yeah, I can't do this, or I won't, or I can't, or there's no time, there's no money, there's no resources. Please find a way. And where there's a will, there is a way, and you deserve it. And you are so worthy of living a life beyond your wildest dreams, to quote my Gabby Bernstein. So thank you for watching, and I will talk to you next week. Thanks. Bye.